Welcome to our video series featuring the PFAFF Creative Icon 2 Sewing and Embroidery Machine. This video will focus on the use of the Creative Grand Dream Hoop, also known as the turnable hoop, with ready-made embroidery designs. Please check out the other videos that are available. Also, don't forget there are over 100 step-by-step tutorials within your Creative Icon 2. They can be found in the Help Center. Until now, the Creative Grand Dream Hoop was an optional hoop. But now with the purchase of your Creative Icon 2, it is an included hoop or standard hoop. To use it, we need to enter the embroidery edit area or embroidery mode. Here on the work screen, you will see designs. And when you scroll through the designs, you may not know which ones are Grand Dream Hoop and which ones are sized smaller. Simply select a design, touch the info area, and up will come some quick stats on the design. As you look around, you will see some that are smaller, some that are larger, and if they have a dimension that requires the Grand Dream Hoop, you will need to use it. Other categories will also have Grand Dream Hoop designs as well. And as you navigate around, just quickly check the stats. However, there is another way to locate a design, and I find this next method the easiest to locate designs sized for your Grand Dream Hoop. Enter the Help Center, touch your techniques and tutorials, and find the embroidery techniques. From there, look for Specialty Hoop. And underneath that category, you will locate the PFAFF Creative Grand Dream Hoop. There are, of course, step-by-step directions here built in your screen, and I will let you read those as you see fit when you get to try out your Grand Dream Hoop. As you scroll through the instructions, they will walk you through hooping, give you some tips, allow you to select a design, and then explain the process of stitching out the first part of the design, turning the hoop, and selecting and stitching out the second part of the design. Of course, as you practice this over time, it will get easier and easier. So let's get started. The other benefit to this area is that it will allow you to quickly locate all of the Grand Dream Hoop sized designs out of all of the included designs in your Creative Icon 2. Select one and it will load to the screen. Now I've zoomed out so that you can see this a little bit better. Notice the selection box is only around part of the design. It's not around the entire section or section 2. And this is just how it is. There are two halves to a Grand Dream Hoop design or a turnable design. And if you simply move the selection box, you're only going to be moving half of the design. That's not in your best interest. Don't forget there is an undo button, and you can undo those steps so it goes back to normal. And again, if you touch and select, you're only going to be touching the second half of the design. And you could, of course, move them into the hoop area and kind of wing it, but there's a better way. So of course I have undone this. And now I want you to find your layers option. Touch layers, and right now you will see that only one area can be selected at a time, unless of course you touch select all. Once you've touched this area, both halves will be selected, and you can quickly, after verifying that everything is captured, touch center and hoop. This will place the design exactly where you need it for stitching. I've now closed the Edit Design area, allowing us to zoom in and see this overlap zone a little bit better. From here, you will just do a visual inspection and make sure that nothing is completely crossing over from one section to the other. They should not overlap or cross over that overlap zone. Built-in designs or designs created for the turnable hoop will have an alignment stitch in them. This alignment stitch will come in handy when we're trying to match up section 1 to section 2. Enter the embroidery stitch out area, double check your settings, and of course there is a new option for the turnable hoop. With pre-made designs, you do not need to adjust this option. Now, of course, you are being instructed to attach your hoop, and then we can stitch out. From here, you simply just start sewing. The first half of the design will sew out in your hoop, allowing you to go about your other prep work as you need. Let it completely stitch out. Now, this design is a one-color design, so it should go rather quickly. If your design happens to have multiple color changes, of course, pre-made turnable hoop designs will have the ability to completely stitch one half of the hoop before moving to the other half of the hoop, and that would include color changes. Simply follow the step-by-step instructions as your Creative Icon 2 instructs you to do, changing whatever thread colors you desire, and then you will complete the first part of the design. Once you have turned the hoop 180 degrees and connected it to your embroidery unit, touch OK. From here, you will want to enter precise positioning and double check that the alignment stitch is directly underneath the current position of your needle. If it isn't, you will want to adjust the location of the cursor on the screen using step 1. And then from there, activate step 2 and move the needle. And you can do this by the hand wheel to see kind of how much you might need to readjust the position of the design for the second part of the stitch out. Use your navigation wheel to move up, down, left, right. These are really tiny movements, and it's really hard to see it on camera, so look closely. From there, once you have gotten the position directly over the intersection of that alignment stitch, you will know that you are in a good position to sew out the rest of the design. Just accept the new location and then continue stitching. You will want to possibly check a secondary location using steps 3 and 4 in positioning if it's a more complex design. But since this one, as you can see with my zooming in here, nothing touches each other. One half bumps up and kind of nests towards the other, so we don't really need to be dead bang perfect. However, if you want pinpoint accuracy, take the time with your precise positioning function to do steps 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you will get 2 different locations within the design aligned and double checked before stitching. Once you know you have them lined up, of course, you can continue sewing, and the second part of the design will match up with the first part of the design. As your design finishes stitching, it will tie off the last few stitches and then indicate on screen that it is done. Simply remove your hoop, look at your design, everything is nestled together. You are as good as done. Simply return to embroidery edit mode from embroidery stitch out mode, clear your screen, and you will be able to continue on your sewing journey. I hope you have enjoyed the quick lesson on using your turnable hoop with built-in or ready-made embroidery designs. So you are aware, the designs available at the MySewNet library will work exactly like we just described. You simply navigate, select, and load a turnable hoop design. Remember, you can use the filters to search for the designs. From here, you will want to go into your layers, select all, and of course, in Edit Design, you will want to position it dead center. From there, it's no different. Simply go into embroidery stitch out mode, verify your information, and enjoy stitching out your embroidery design.